Hello, and welcome to the European Spa Project's digital archive HERA no-goat. I'm here to show you how to add spa towns to our database. The first thing you would want to do is to check to see if the spa town already exists. Today, I'll be using the example of Mondorf-les-Bains in Luxembourg. And so the first thing I will do is to start typing in the name, and I see it doesn't yet exist. If that's the case, you can click Add Spa Town, and up will pop an entry form. The stars denote information that we deem obligatory, and the I buttons here will provide you any further clarification you may need about the designated categories. So here I can enter in Mondorf-les-Bains for the name. And if your spa town has any alternative names, be they different spellings over the course of history or the names of the towns in different languages, you can enter them here. It can be as one lump list, or if you prefer, you could enter them individually by clicking the Add button in between each entry. Either way you choose, the information will be successfully added. When you click on the space here for type of spa, a drop-down menu will appear. And here you want to choose whichever type of spa category is best suited. In the case of Mondorf-les-Bains, the mineral waters come out at 36 degrees Celsius. So I will click hot springs. We distinguish between hot and cold springs at 21 degrees Celsius. But if more than one category is applicable to you, you are able to choose more than one. The description blocks is for any information you deem interesting or relevant. In this case, I've written up a very small blurb about the spa town's origin story. If your spa town became legally recognized under some national legislation, you could enter in that date here. In my case, the Les Bains was added to Mondorf on August 28th, 1878. I do have a date and a month, but if you only had a year, that would be sufficient. And if you could please add the source of your information in the bibliographical reference section, that would be most helpful. If you are the bibliographical reference, please add any personal information. Please add some personal notes. Otherwise, you can use any standard bibliographical form to add in any books or journal articles or newspaper articles. In my case, I found this information on the town's official website. So I will add that here. And if you do have a web address, be it connecting back to a journal article or newspaper, or if it's a tourist board website, you can click this URL button here and repaste the address here. And what that does is create a nice hyperlink, which will allow any perusers to connect back to the original source. Please click yes for needs attention and community data. That will help us identify any new entries to the database that we need to check. And then we come to the sub-object section, which has the mandatory field of location. And this is perhaps the most important piece of information you could contribute. Without locating the spa in both space and time, we will not be able to visualize the spa town in the database. In my case, for the start date, I'm going to use the date June 20th, 1847, as this is when the first spa was established. In many cases, these spa towns date back to Roman, could date back as far as Roman times. For our purposes here, we're most interested in when the spa resort began flourishing, the advent of the spa town's golden age. So if you have an exact date or an estimated date of when that began, that would be most helpful. Again, I have both a date and a month, but if you only had a year or even an estimated year, that is most helpful and sufficient. Because the spa town is still in existence today and functioning as a spa resort town, I will click this button here for infinite/no ending date. But if that's not the case for you, feel free to enter in the date that the spa resort closed. And then I can again begin typing in the town here. Hopefully it pops up, as it will have, that means it's been geotagged in the database. If for any reason it doesn't pop up, please just make a note of that back up in the description box so that we can fix the missing link. If you happen to have any media images that you would like to include, be they brochures, pictures, or postcards, you can click this plus sign here next to the media. And up will pop another form. In my case, I found a lithograph dating back from 1853, so back close to its early origins that I'd like to include. Enter in the title here. The author category, on the other hand, most likely the author will not yet exist in our database. So the best option is just to type in unknown and then include that information in the description box below. So that below. I only have a year here, but again, years are sufficient. So I will add that for the date category. And then the media file category is how we upload the images. And you can do that one of two ways. If you can copy and paste the file URL into this box here, or if you have the image saved to your database, you can click here and connect it this way. Either or will work. Choose one or the other. And here is where I will say that this was a lithograph by Karl Rosbach. Again, if you have a full source reference, please add it here. To give credit where credit is due. And if you found this image online, you can also include the page URL. I intentionally chose and sought out and chose an image from the Wikimedia Commons website because these images are most often in the public domain. What is nice about that is that I can then go down here and click yes for allowed for exhibition. And just makes for a nice enhancement to any future research or visualizations or exhibitions that the data might be a part of. If that's not the case, click no, or if you're unsure, click none. For media type, you can peruse the drop-down menu for the category that best suits your image. In my case, I'm going to choose the painting, drawing, and calcography category. And then the next and final step is to click Save Spa Town. It will not pop up yet on your end, but it will be. But once we okay the entry, you will be able to see it pop up both in the list, but also on our map. And there she is. And again, thank you so much for your contribution. We very much appreciate it.